Hi guys, it's your girl Can, your craft enthusiast. I am here back to show you some completed projects, some of my whips that I'm actually working on, and some acquisitions. So let's get into this thing. All right, so on the last podcast, I had discussed that I had completed my Simple Pleasures hat by Pearl Soho. And as you see, I have completed it. But along with completing this hat, I decided to go ahead and knit up some fingerless gloves to go along with it. I found a pattern called, I think it was Turbo Fast Mittens on Ravelry. Don't quote me on the actual designer name. I'll put a link below because the designer, I believe, is German, and I'm not for sure if I really truly know how to pronounce her name correctly. So I'll just include a link below. But I have completed the Mittens, the fingerless gloves, the fingerless gloves. And they are the cutest thing. Please, please, please don't drag me because I have not actually blocked these as of yet. I completed them. I was going to block them yesterday, but unfortunately, so I actually had to throw these bad boys on with my hat really quickly. So I wore these out yesterday, but today I will actually be washing and blocking them. And so, yes, these gloves, they were a very fast knit. I knitted them in the same yarn as the actual hat here, which was the Tussock mohair yarn and the finger weight yarn from Pearl Soho and the right boysenberry. You can see the yarn that I used in the previous video, but please, please, please take a look at that mohair. And please excuse me that it's so kind of fuzzy here. It's only because I probably just need to go ahead and just block them. But they are the cutest gloves. And I love the way that they fold down just like the hat folds up. They fold down at the top here. That is just too cute to me. So I have completed these gloves. I will be blocking them and wearing them, and I'm so proud of myself because they were actually a very, very quick and fast and easy knit. They were a very quick and fast and easy knit. So if you are interested, I will put the link below to where you guys can go ahead and check out the pattern. All right, in the meantime, I know I had discussed that I was trying to search for a pattern for my for one of my children so that I can create a scarf in green, and I have found a pattern. It's called the One Row Handspun Scarf by Stephanie McPhee. And please don't judge me. I know I have them on this small needle, this small DPN, but this is a 10 US DPN. But I think it's only like 7 inches, and I really probably should have used a longer needle, but I was being lazy. I was trying to hurry up and grab something out of my stash and run out the door yesterday. And so while I was out in the car, I was actually trying to whip this up, and I did not really grab the appropriate needles, but don't judge me. But I think this is the cutest pattern. This here I will be knitting for one of my children whose favorite color is green. And so I just started it, and I will be trying to whip it up as quickly as possible before they return before he returns at the end of this week. So, from vacation. So, I whipped this up using Premier's, I think it's called Premier's Universal Yarn or Universal Yarn Deluxe Chunky. I bought this, I believe, off of the Premier website. It is in the color Holly Green, and I thought this was just a beautiful forest green. And look at that the stitch definition in this particular pattern, I just think that is just so beautiful. And I'm going to be trying to finish it up, like I said, before the end of the week. Hopefully I can. I'm sure I probably can, because it seems like a pretty quick knit. And so once I complete this, I will definitely share it with you all so that you guys can see what the end results look like. I did modify the pattern just a bit. I did not do the specific number of cast on stitches that they indicated. I think I cast on about 36 stitches instead, or either 42, one of the two. But I cast on additional stitches to make it just a little bit wider. And I did not use the recommended needle size because I'm using a different weight of yarn. But I don't think gauge is really necessary when you're creating like a one row scarf. But yeah, it seems to be knitting up fairly quickly. It looks very, very nice and lovely to me. And so I'm rocking with it. So if you guys are interested, definitely I'll place a link below so that you guys can check it out as well. And let me take this hat off. Oh my goodness, let me take this hat off. All right. Also, I am, for 2023, I am trying to become more consciously aware of the things that projects that I'm going to be specifically working on. My yarn stash is growing significantly, and I need to be more intentional about the projects that I'm going to be working on, because my yarn stash is really, really growing out of control. So, but needless to say, you know, it is the end of the year and everyone is basically placing all of their yarn on sale. And so I unfortunately have been dibbling and dabbling by purchasing more yarn. But come 2023, I have decided to definitely be more intentional about my yarn purchases and actually ensuring that I'm purchasing yarn based upon those particular projects that I particularly are really would like to work on. My mom and I went past the Dollar Tree this weekend, and oh my goodness, I was in search of the calendar for the scrap blanket for 2023 that the Yarny Fiber sisters are going to be working on. Jeannie from Butterfly Dreams Crochet has invited me to participate in the 2023 scrap yarn blanket. I think it's called the scrap blanket for 2023. And so with that being said, I was like, well, I know she has posted the pictures of the calendar that they will be utilizing in order to create this particular blanket. However, for me, in order for me to actually ensure that I'm purchasing the right colors, I was like, well, while I'm in the Dollar Tree, let me grab a calendar. But baby, let me tell you something. It was so difficult for me to find a calendar in the Dollar Tree. And I guess the particular calendar that they were referencing, which I'll show you here. This here is the Blossoms and the Butterfly 2-pack calendar for 2023, and it was there at the Dollar Tree. But it was very difficult for me to find this calendar. I actually went to one Dollar Tree that's near me, and I live in an area where there's a lot of people, so I have actually two or three Dollar Trees that are really close to me. Two, and maybe one that's like a little bit for like 5 minutes away, but not that far. But anyway, pretty much 3 Dollar Trees that are really close. And so I went to my first Dollar Tree, but I didn't find this particular calendar. And so I was like, what in the world, what's going on? Are people really buying calendars like that from the Dollar Tree? Like, I don't know. For me, I normally, I stand by my calendar on my phone, like my e-calendar. And so I use that regularly, so I was surprised that it was like so difficult for me to find this calendar at the Dollar Tree. But needless to say, I had to go past another Dollar Tree because I was looking for something else as well, and I couldn't find it at the first Dollar Tree. So I went past the second Dollar Tree, and I ended up coming across this one. This one was the only one that was left. And I was like, oh, I'm grabbing it. I did see one of the landscape ones, but I didn't get that one. I only got this one. And I wanted to get this one because I was interested. I'm very much so interested in doing my blanket or creating my blanket with the butterfly calendar. I don't know if you can see on the back here, a lot of the pictures have a lot of blues and pink. And so blue and pink are one of my favorite colors. And so I was like, baby, this one here is what I will be utilizing to actually create my scrap blanket for 2023. And so I have been watching or keeping up with not only Jeannie, but Miss Steele's The Show Crochet as well, trying to ensure that I am following along the instructions of what colors to actually, maybe get some ideas on what colors to actually purchase, should I say. I did purchase some yarn from Joann, and so I'm waiting for some of that to come in because like I said before, I don't know if you know some of my previous podcasts, that I don't purchase a lot of greens, and this particular calendar has like a lot of greens in it, and I never really purchase a lot of green colored yarn. And so I checked online at Joann, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they ended up having like the Big Twist yarn, the Big Twist 4-weight yarn on sale for like $2 and something cent. I think it was like $2.14 or either $3 and like 14 cents. One of the two. It was like really lower than normal. And I was like, okay, well, let me try to purchase the greens, some greens that will coordinate with the pictures here. So I did that. I'm waiting for it to come in. In the meantime, while I was at shopping at the Dollar Tree this weekend, or picking up a few things at the Dollar Tree, I don't want to say full on shopping, but I found some yarn. And this is my bag of yarn. I haven't even taken it out of the bag yet. Don't judge me. But I found all of these beautiful colors of Premier yarn in the Dollar Tree that I will be trying to use in order to create the I might use this to create the actual blanket, to create the actual scrap yarn blanket. I'm going to be trying my best to use some of these colors to create it. And look at that color, that's so pretty, to create my blanket. And so in conjunction with these Premier Just yarns and the Big Twist yarn that's coming from Joann, whenever I receive that, I'll use both to try to start my 2023 scrap blanket and do a crochet along with the Yarn Fiber Sisters. And so once I I have to actually pay attention to watch Jeannie's video. I believe she indicated that she's going to be coming out with a video. And so I'll be watching her video to ensure that I am using the same stitches or crochet pattern as what is indicated to create that scrap blanket with. I'm not for sure if I'll do the mandala, because I think they're doing like another one, like the mandala blanket, only because I also was introduced by by Angie at My Fairy Treasures. The knit along for 2023 that she'll be doing. And so I want to create that particular blanket as well. I think she's doing like a scrap blanket for 2023 as well. And so I want to participate in that. So I can't do everything. So, but I am going to commit to doing the crochet along with the Yarn Fiber Sisters for the scrap yarn blanket, and the knit along scrap yarn blanket with Angie from My Fairy Treasures. All right. In the meantime, I don't know if I even introduced this before, but I like to actually, not only do I like to crochet and knit, but I actually like to read. And I have purchased some knit books. I am going to be committed in 2023 to reading or finishing my books. I have almost about halfway through this one here for Laerke Bagger. It's by Laerke Bagger. It's called Clothes Knit. It has various 15 patterns, 45 techniques from beginner to advanced from Europeans' coolest crocheter. So this was a very interesting read. Like, I picked it up and I was like, wow, I just really can't put it down. She goes through her life story about how she ended up becoming a knitter. And as she's going along, she's telling you the techniques that she uses. She is went to I believe a fashion design school, and she became like a advocate knitter. And so it's just a very, very interesting read. She talks about her mental health while she was going through school and trying to learn how to knit. And so I just think that this here is just a very, very interesting read. So I found this book on Amazon. If you are interested in reading this book as well, please, please, please ensure that you pick it up. I think that it's worth it. It was it seems to be a very, very good book. She also has these various patterns for different sweaters, dresses, even a scrunchie. I saw this scrunchie in here, and hopefully I can find it. And they are the cutest little things. She doesn't care much about coordinating color. She likes using various colors. And so I like that because, when she uses like a lot of scrap yarn to create her projects. And so I thought that was perfect because, of course, we all have a lot of scrap yarn in our stash. And so we're always wondering, what can we do with this scrap yarn? How can we piece it together to make something else that wasn't very, an intentional project for you to actually create? So she shows you how to piece those pieces of yarn together to create a actual nice project, such as a sweater, a scarf, a scrunchie. So, home decor, she just has like a lot of techniques of how to actually piece your scrap yarn together to make like various projects, which I thought was like really, really interesting. Also, it's just a really, really, like I said, overall, it's just like a really good read. She definitely, even though she's, I think like European, she gives you the English and continental way to like create these various projects. So I just think that it's a really good read, and if you can, check it out. Once again, the book is called Close Knit by Laerke Bagger. Close Knit by Laerke Bagger. And so if you're interested, I'll have a link below so that you can check it out. In the meantime, if you recall in my last podcast, I mentioned that I was working on a dishcloth and I was going to tweak the pattern for this dishcloth that I had found in Hobby Lobby, this dishcloth pattern that I had found in Hobby Lobby. Well, at that time, I did not have the actual pattern, but it's called the worsted washer. I found it in Hobby Lobby. And so it was free in Hobby Lobby. So this is what it actually looks like. And as you saw before, I did create it. Now that I look at it, I'm like, man, I probably should have created in this one, this color or this color. But anyway, I am going to eventually tweak this pattern. I was using it as a bookmarker for that book. And I was looking for it. I was like, where is that pattern? Where is this little flyer pattern? It's in the Scrub Up look flyer that they had hanging up. I don't know if they still have it now, but this was like back I think around Thanksgiving. But I grabbed one of these. They're like free little flyers that they put out for you to create patterns with. And this pattern, once again, is called the worsted washer pattern. And so if you are interested in making it with it uses the Scrubology cotton yarn, which is kind of a little rough, kind of scrubby yarn. But if you are interested, please check it out. And there is no link to this, but you possibly could go past Hobby Lobby or maybe even look on their website for this particular pattern called the worsted washer pattern, and check it out. All right, once I actually tweak my pattern to my liking, I'll definitely share it with you all. In the meantime, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. As I indicated before, as I complete some of these projects, I'll definitely be sharing them. And if you are interested in joining in on the Yarn Fiber Sisters Scrap Yarn Blanket for 2023, please check out Miss Jeannie Butterfly's, I think it's Butterfly Dreams Crochet on YouTube, and Miss Steele's The Show Crochet, The Show Crochet on YouTube. And I think there might be another sister that actually is going to be presenting the same blanket as well. I'm not for sure, but I know for sure these two are definitely promoting the blanket for everyone to participate in the blanket. So if you can, check out their channels. I'll actually link their channels below. All right, other than that, it's still not the new year as of yet, but if I don't see you guys before the New Year's, happy holidays and happy New Year. Thanks.